Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cozy Chair. I'm so glad that you are all here today because we are going to have a special, fun class with Mrs. Crocker's second grade class from Cesar Valere Elementary School. Hi, guys! I hope you're having a great day. Now, I heard that you guys are learning about fairy tales. And I love fairy tales. I love this book so much of these classic fairy tales that, oh, look, it's totally falling apart. I love stories about Jack and the Beanstalk and Hansel and Gretel and Snow White and, let's see, Cinderella. That's a fun one. And, maybe some of you don't know this one. This one is the 12 Dancing Princesses. This is another fun fairy tale that not a lot of people know about. But then there's the ones that you do know about, like the 3 Pigs or the 3 Bears. I love all sorts of kinds of fairy tales, but I have to be honest. Sometimes my favorite fairy tales are silly, spinned-up fairy tales. So instead of the 3 pigs, the 3 little javelinas. It's the same story, but they changed the pig into a javelina, and they changed it into the desert. Or there's even, Cinderella. I love the story of Cinderella, but my favorite Cinderella book is actually Cindy Ellen, a Wild Western Cinderella. So this is really fun because it's pretty much the same story, but what did they do? They put her in the Wild West, and they made her a rodeo queen instead of a princess. You guys should totally read this book in your class. Oh, and you know that really awesome story about the boy that cried wolf? Well, what about this one? The wolf that cried boy. Fairy tales are so fun to mix up. Now they have chapter books called The Land of Stories, and they take all the fairy tales and they mix them all up, and they all live together. Or maybe like Ever After High, it's the good guys and the bad guys from the fairy tales, and they all go to high school together. So fairy tales are super fun to play with. So here's the deal. Before I get to our book, I want to know if you want to write a fairy tale. Now here's the rules. The fairy tale has to kind of keep the same story, but you change the setting and you change some of the fun aspects of the story. So for instance, do you remember Little Red Riding Hood? You remember how she goes on a walk and she meets the wolf? Well, look at this. Both of these stories are spin-offs of that story. We have Little Red Gliding Hood, and this one takes place on the ice. And it's a really fun story. This one is super silly because it's not Little Red Riding Hood, it's Ninja Red Riding Hood. And this time, instead of being a sweet little girl, she's a ninja. So this is the deal. If you guys want to write your own fairy tale, you can take Cinderella, Snow White, the 3 Pigs, the 3 Bears, Little Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, any story that you want that's a famous story, a famous fairy tale, and you write your own spin of it. Maybe make it in space, or maybe make it in the Wild West, or maybe make it, in Alaska, or maybe even make it from your own state. So here's the deal. If you write a fairy tale for me and your teacher sends me all the fairy tales, I will read them and pick my favorite one, and I will read it here on the Cozy Chair for your class and for everyone else to hear your fabulous, wonderful story. Okay, so it's time now to read our book of the day. So our book of the day, we are going to read one of these mixed up, twisted up, silly fairy tales. And this story is The 3 Ninja Pigs. And this is for all the students in Mrs. Crocker's second grade class at Cesar Valere Elementary. This book is by Corey Rosen Schwartz, and it's illustrated by none other than Dan Santat. Remember, I love the illustrations by Dance and Tat. This is going to give you ideas of how you can write your own mixed up, twisted up, silly fairy tale. Once upon a dangerous time, a wolf loved to huff and to puff. He'd go around town and blow houses down till the three pigs cried, "Enough!" Look at them. They have had enough. They are not going to let this big bad wolf blow their houses down anymore. We got to get rid of that bully. We're tired of letting him rule. We must put an end to this terrible trend. Let's train at the new ninja school. Pig 1 took beginner Aikido to learn a few basic techniques. He gained some new skills but got bored with the drills and dropped out in less than 2 weeks. He is not very dedicated, is he? His brother Pig 2 took jiu-jitsu and learned how to block and to punch. When that wolf comes to knock, he'll be in for a sock. Kaya! I will eat him for lunch. The teacher said, "Excellent progress. Pig son, you must study more." Pig 2 said, "No way, sayonara sensei. I'm ready to settle a score." See, they both gave up pretty quickly, didn't they? But do you remember in the Three Little Pigs who built her house out of bricks? This one is going to be different. Pig 3 chose the art of karate and rose bright and early to train. She got in a groove and mastered each move, the cartwheel, the crescent, the crane. She balanced and blocked like an expert and practiced her lessons non-stop. By the time she was through, she could break boards in two by performing a perfect pork chop. Isn't that silly? For months, she persisted in earnest until she had paid all her dues. How happy she felt when she earned her last belt. "I'll make that wolf shake in his shoes." Do you see how awesome this is? I don't know if any of you know karate, but look, there's lots of different belts in karate, and belts are like levels and they're in colors. So see, she started with these and she worked her way from the red belt to the green belt to the brown belt, the purple belt, all the way till she got the black belt. The black belt is a sign of mastering karate. Soon after, the wolf paid a visit to the little straw house of Pig 1. "Stay out of my hut or I'll kick your big butt. I'm telling you, you'd better run." The wolf took a giant step forward. "Oh yeah, come and get me," he dared. Pig 1 made a fist. He swung, but he missed. "I wish I had been way more prepared." Was Pig 1 prepared? He was not prepared because he was not willing to practice. The wolf chased Pig 1 to his brothers and hollered, "Hey, pigs, let me in." Pig 2 yelled, "Retreat, or you'll suffer defeat by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Do you like how they use the same word sometimes? One puff and the wolf blew the door down. Pig 2 did his best flying kick, but whoosh, the wolf dodged and the pig's foot got lodged. "We've got to get out of here quick. Ah!" They got to go. Where do you think they're going to go? The sister's house. Check out her house. Isn't that an awesome house? The chase carried on to their sisters. Pig 3 was outside in her gi. "I'm a certified weapon, so watch where you're stepping. You don't want to start up with me." Do you think she is scaring the wolf? Maybe just a little bit. She's so confident. Why is she confident? Because she's prepared. Pig 3 faced the wolf and bowed deeply. For ninjas are very polite. "Quit huffing and puffing, and I am not bluffing. I warn you, I'm willing to fight." She then gave a swift demonstration with backflips and butterfly kicks. The wolf looked quite shaken and hollered, "Yo, bacon, I'm not at all scared of your tricks." Pig 3 heaped some bricks in a pile. I'll show you what else I can do. With one big whack, she split the whole stack. Pig 3 said, that could have been you. I don't know about you, but that's the point where I would run. The wolf saw that he was outrivaled. He took one look at Pig 3. I love to eat ham, but I think I should scram before she makes mincemeat of me. Those are good words, right? The brother pigs high-fived their sister and watched the wolf vanish from view. They cheered, ninjas rule, let's go back to school so we can be ninja pigs too. They devoted themselves to their training till each proudly earned a degree. 3 pigs full of mojo, they ran their own dojo. And life was forever wolf-free. I'm sorry. Every time I read this book, I totally laugh. I think it is so funny. I love that story, and I hope that you did too. And all of you at Cesar Valere Elementary School, I hope that I get to read your mixed up, twisted up, silly fairy tales. Thanks so much for coming, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.